Hello everybody, Septa, back with another Platinum Trophy video. Today we are playing Dispatch, a Telltale-like story game that was honestly a very enjoyable game to Platinum. For this Platinum, we are going to have to be completing the game 3 different times. Not 3 full playthroughs, but we will have to, play through the end of the game 3 different times. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. The main character we play as, his name is Robert Robertson, or his superhero name, which is Mecha Man. He's basically a regular dude with no powers that just pilots a mech around. And at the start of the game, he actually is a superhero, and he is going after Shroud, the leader of the gang known as the Red Rush. Basically, they killed his father, so he wants to track him down. Here is hacking, which I just wanted to show because it's one of the 3 main things you do in this game, which is just doing various buttons presses for the hacking. Another thing is there's very many quick time events such as that. This was our first little boss fight, you could say, which just was a bunch of quick time events in a cutscene, but we were fighting against Shroud's minions to try and kill him, or track him down at least. But however, we did end up getting caught, and our suit ended up being sabotaged. This sabotage comes in the form of a bomb being planted on our mech as we are trying to fly away, which results in blowing up and Robert being plummeted to the ground inside of his mech. This severely injures him and actually makes him unable to be a superhero anymore. Here, I just wanted to quickly show in his kind of post-game interview, you could call it, the third major game mechanic, which is just the classic Telltale dialogue choices. After Robert going through the loss of his kind of superhero abilities, he tries to stick up with some thugs and ends up being saved by Blonde Blazer. She is one of the 2 romance interests in the game. Basically, we had to do 1 playthrough romancing each, so for my first playthrough I chose her. But basically, she takes us to a bar where she offers us a job at SDN, the Super Dispatch Network, which is basically like a superhero for hire type thing, kind of like what Invincible and Adam Eve did in Invincible. During this, though, we get encountered by 3 villainous-looking heroes, the main one being Flambe. He actually starts a fight with us, and we get to make a crucial decision of choosing to dump alcohol or water on him. I chose to drop water on him, which results in the funniest outcome, in my opinion, as he loses a tooth, and he ends up becoming an actually very important character, so him losing his tooth and seeing it in a lot of different cutscenes is quite funny throughout the course of the game. But his friends here, Coupe, which is the lady, and the other guy who's voiced by Jacksepticeye, which is Punch Up. After the mini bar fight, Blonde Blazer takes us up onto a billboard to actually discuss the job opportunity at SDN. Robert accepts and is taken into this simulation of the final gameplay mechanic. I know I said there was 3, but I kind of forgot about this one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired as heck. But basically, this is the actually core mechanic of the actual gameplay. Basically, you drop heroes into different missions, and each hero has different skills. You can upgrade all their skills, but particularly I choose to upgrade 1 entirely. But basically, based on their skills, they get a percentage of how, if they're going to fail or succeed at the call, and it rolls the dice just like that, and you can see whether or not you succeed. And after this, we get the first kind of romance moment between the 2, where she is sleeping on Robert, and we do end up getting a trophy from this first little chapter. There's 8 different chapters in the game, and this is the only one that actually gives you a pop.
And did I drool on you for being hired at SDN? This is a story trophy and our first trophy of the Platinum. I'm enjoying this game so far, and I'm very excited to continue playing through.
After agreeing to take the job, Robert shows up and meets a guy named Waterboy at the SDN headquarters the next day, and in walks Flambe, the same dude from the bar. Basically, him and Mecha Man have a rivalry, so Robert, being anonymous to Flambe, there's kind of a tension throughout the entire game, but basically nothing actually happens, and Robert talks with Blonde Blazer and the other romance option, Invisigal. Basically, Robert is in charge of the Z Team, the worst group of heroes, and the Z Team are all a bunch of ex-criminals like Invisigal that have come to a good side. Now, this is our main list of characters. Each of them have their own unique abilities and stuff that I won't go into too much, but during our first actual call, we did pretty good, honestly, and that all stayed true until the end when Invisigal went off on her own. Basically, she does this after each chapter because she's one of the main characters. She does disobey us and actually not follow our orders and almost get an old man killed, like you can see in the back. There are many miscellaneous trophies during these calls, and here we get our first one.
Oh, shift was lit. Complete a Z-team shift without missing or failing a call. That's pretty nice. I think that one's missable, so I'm glad I got it out of the way.
Speaking of Invisigal disobeying, her and Robert get into a bit of a disagreement, which actually ends in Invisigal punching Robert, which they kind of have a love-hate relationship, as things with them can honestly go up. Now, during this mission, during specifically the donut part, I actually had missed a missable trophy, but here is another trophy pop for the story. Soon after that trophy, we get another hard decision where we have to pick a Z-Team member to cut. This choice is actually very difficult for me because both of them have their ups and downsides, but I explain it pretty well in live time.
Oh, this is a hard choice, but I think I'm going Coop because Sonar's voiced by Moist Critical, and he's more useful.
This decision actually affects the story a lot because Coop's kind of synergy member, Punch Up, gets very mad at us, but after breaking it to her, she threatens our life with a knife, and Robert ends up keeping this knife as a kind of memento, but Sonar does glaze us quite a bit after this, and we do get a trophy.
But I cheered for Invisigal for collecting a knife. That trophy is for cutting Coop, and so we get another trophy for cutting Sonar, so I'll have to do multiple playthroughs for this platinum.
During the next shift, I get the last power for a character. Basically, each character has a different power, which you get by doing a specific thing. Now, just saying for the video, I'm not going to be going into too much depth about the shifts because they're pretty much all the same.
Yes! Getting to know yous. Discover each hero's starting power. I low-key sold myself just so I could get this trophy.
In the same shift, I also get another miscellaneous trophy about shifts for sending Sonar into this specific one.
This should give me a trophy. Yes, nailed it. Achieved a perfect dispatch with only one hero. I swear, I've gotten, I think, already 2 trophies this dispatch, and I almost got one more. This one with Flambe, I almost got for passing a level, or 15%, but that's a trophy that we'll have to get later.
With the loss of one member, we had Waterboy, the guy that applied with us, in here as a substitute, and he's nice to use for this trophy where you have to gamble and actually get the 7%, but you can get a very RNG trophy here.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Fool's luck! Holy shit! Succeeded a call with less than 15% chance. I did that with Waterboy right after we got him, but like, the reason I'm so excited, everyone, is because I've been trying for this trophy for genuinely half an hour, just retrying that same one. So, there's that missable out of the way.
Also, during this same shift, we got our first hacking trophy. These aren't too difficult, but do get annoying over time. So here's our first one.
Burning Chrome. Completed a hacking level with at least a third of the timer left. I got that on accident, but there's another well, I guess there's our first hacking trophy.
And our final trophy for this shift was to get max synergy between Sonar and Malevola.
And we get the trophy Work Spouse for reaching max synergy with a hero duo. I've been kind of working on this, trying to put the hero duos together so that we can get that trophy, and there it is.
With the loss of Coupe, we got to pick a new person to be on the team. Now, this was between Waterboy and Phenomenon. Phenomenon's way better, but I chose Waterboy just to get him out of the way for the first playthrough.
And the trophy, it smells very chemically in here, gave him his first shot by recruiting Waterboy. So, as I said, I'll have to do 2, maybe 3 more playthroughs so that I can get all the endings.
The next important moment in the story was kind of something that goes along with the romances. Basically, you can either go on a date with Invisigal or Blonde Blazer, and for the first playthrough, I decided to choose Blonde Blazer. It turns out that all of her powers come from her crystal, and she's actually brunette. In the next shift, we expand powers on our fourth
And
hero.
power trip. Expanded powers for 4 different heroes. Basically, during the dispatches, you'll be able to do hero training. And when you do the hero training, you make progress towards that trophy.
Another thing about the characters is you can actually upgrade their skills, and once you get one to 10, you do get a trophy, which pops right here.
Okay, here I should get a trophy for maxing out the skills, and yes, we get min-max for upgrading a hero's stat to 10, which you'll just get over time.
This next part of the game, we have a kind of bar fight section, and after this, we get to choose to tell the group whether or not we are Mecha Man, basically to lie about our identity or not. This part of the game was honestly really cool, as there was these kind of quick time events that transfer between eating food after and actually fighting. But here I chose to actually hide who we are, where we kind of keep everyone happy with us, but it doesn't feel the same, as they don't all trust us the same. But here is that trophy pop.
And I'm the guy behind the desk for hiding the truth. See, I'm trying to save the better choices for my next playthrough, so that I can enjoy it more. So there's that trophy, and as for most of the story trophies, I'll have to pick the other choice on my second playthrough.
On the next shift, I decided to get this second hacking trophy. It wasn't very difficult at all, and I explained it quite well here.
So this trophy isn't difficult at all. I have to complete a hack in the last 5 seconds, so I'm literally gonna... You guys are gonna watch me gamble and see if I can get this all the way down to the bottom, and then all I gotta do is and we go now. Yes, time's running out, and I didn't even get to look at it, but it's for completing a hack with 5 seconds left. So there's that trophy.
The next major thing that happens is they actually have a housewarming party for Robert, as he didn't really have many friends before this. We end up dancing with Blonde Blazer, as our romance with her is pretty much locked in at this point. Now during this, Invisigal wants to kind of get our attention and help us, so she goes to steal from Shroud. Basically, Shroud has the Astral Pulse, the thing that makes Mecha Man's mech work, and as she's stealing it, Shroud actually kind of gets her off guard. And we get to see the powers of another character here. Basically, this character is known as Trackstar, and he's like a super fast dude, and he's really close to Robert. So I'm going to let you guys enjoy this scene. While this scene is playing, a little bit of a backstory between him and Robert is they were like childhood friends, and he watched Robert as a kid. And basically, Trackstar kind of beefed with Invisigal the entire time. And another fact is that when he uses his speed, he also ages super fast. That's why he's an old man. So essentially, he is sacrificing part of his life force and his age to save someone he doesn't even like. So this kind of solidifies that they're cool with each other at this point in the story before he does pass out. This kind of leads to a bitter sadness through everyone, and we do get a trophy for picking the least popular thing in a flashback, which I got from the PSN Profiles guide. Also here we get to see the sadness of all the characters, as Trackstar was everyone's favorite. No one really had a problem with him except for Invisigal. So this next kind of shift is really sad and somber, but we do get a trophy.
Here we get the trophy from 0 to hero for maxing out a hero's level. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to get it, so it was a little unexpected, but there is that trophy.
After this, we are face to face with Shroud, and this is really traumatic for Robert, as he kind of just gets kidnapped here and tortured for information about people, and basically tortured because Shroud killed his father. Now thankfully Blonde Blazer comes to save us, and since she's one of the most powerful superheroes in the universe, she makes them all run away. Now during this, Coupe actually has switched over to Shroud's side officially, which is obviously not cool. And back to that missable trophy, I actually do get the trophy pop here.
There, you happy now? For choosing the least popular item from the store. I didn't get the donut one, but I'm happy that I got this one. So there's that, I guess, missable trophy.
And at last we made it to the final chapter of the game, where we start out with basically no heroes. I did actually get a trophy here for reaching all bonuses of the level. This is basically some objectives that are on the side. They can be obtained pretty easily by just following them. And here I actually do pop it. Basically, there are some skill checks that you can find, and I passed the skill check with flying colors, as I had been basically making each character really good at one skill and then pairing them accordingly. And here we get the trophy.
Here I
pop.
got the modded trophy for reaching all bonuses and successfully avoiding all failures. I got this in the final dispatch of the game in Chapter 8.
Now, a fun fact, with Coupe joining Shroud's side, we actually get to fight her multiple times during this final battle, and it gets really stressful, us even getting Blonde Blazer and basically the hero that you don't pick, so either Waterboy or Phenomenon. The map also gets a lot larger, so this part's really stressful, but it is actually a very missable trophy to kill Coupe, or at least take her down. I did get it first try, but not without a lot of stress, and here is us actually taking her out. Pretty anticlimactic, but we do it the first try.
Hey, great work.
Oh, there we
team.
go.
Couple more calls and we're
And all gas, no brakes, baby. Protected Los Angeles. We got that trophy from fully defeating Coop. My suggestions, if you're going for this platinum, is just to keep attacking her, but that trophy is very missable, so I'm very happy that we did get it.
After this, Shroud attacks the SDN headquarters, where we get to see the new Mecha Man mech made by Roy, the guy that was in the background. We actually get to see a pretty cool mech fight between Mecha Man and Shroud. Shroud's in this robot type thing, and all the heroes working together actually do beat him up pretty hard, but he has another Astral Pulse type thing that ends up being pretty strong. And this fight goes on for quite a while, so having to beat the game 3 different times was really annoying, as you can't skip any cutscenes or anything, so it's like 30 minutes to just do the end chapter every time. That is also the Astral Pulse you just saw, and Mecha Man's honestly pretty strong, but since he doesn't have any powers, he's not as strong as he could be. After we take Shroud out of his mech, he grabs Robert's dog, which is like the only thing he cares about, and threatens his life. Basically, Robert has to choose between the Astral Pulse and his dog's life. You can choose to send a prototype, but that doesn't work in the end. Also, Invisigal, as you just saw, she actually switched sides based on another trophy I set up, and I decided to give him the Astral Pulse in exchange for Robert's dog's life, as I'm sure everyone else did. Now, you can give him both, and it'll cause him to actually, like, get sick, but, yeah, we saved the dog's life. The reason that Shroud wanted the Astral Pulse is because it makes his brain technology allow him to know like everything that's going to happen and everything that's going on. And here in Invisigal, while she does turn evil based on our decisions, she does actually help us out by taking him out. This honestly was a huge surprise to me on my first run, because like, why would she go evil just to help us? And after killing her, or sorry, killing him, she just dips out, basically taking his mask as to kind of symbolize that she is going to become the next Shroud. But she does hand us the Astral Pulse, which doesn't really matter for the story, as the story ends here, but the symbolism's still there. And with their leader dead, we take out the Red Rush before Robert grabs his dog from drinking the blood, and here we get a trophy pop.
Oh, didn't see that coming. Failed as a mentor. That's for Invisigal becoming evil. I was worried I wouldn't get that trophy when she actually helped us.
On another note, that while this reporter's interviewing Trackstar, they actually found out that he can be like healed by wearing Blonde Blazer's crystal, which is why he looks like this, is basically he can actually run around and fly and stuff with this crystal on. Now also, this is where the ending we chose actually matters, because here is where our romance comes to fruition. We chose Blonde Blazer for this playthrough, as I've stated, so we get the trophy Any Plans Tonight for kissing on a car. So after this moment, we do pop that trophy, and we manage to get our first playthrough done.
And Any Plans Tonight for kissing on a car, or I guess more importantly, romancing Blonde Blazer.
Honestly, the end of the game and just the story of the Z team progressing throughout the game is nice, as they went from all hating Robert to loving him, which is honestly funny, and I think this game was amazing. I very much would replay it or recommend playing it yourself. But now we are on to the next part of the Platinum, where we have to go and get the other miscellaneous trophies, and reset. So we actually have to do 2 other playthroughs. So in this one, I'm going to be choosing to Phenomenon, going to be choosing to cut Sonar, and choosing to romance Invisigal. However, doing this, we actually get another RNG trophy, which you can see right here.
And I got the Snake Eyes trophy on my first mission of my second playthrough for failing a call with a 70% chance of success. Like, it kind of sucks, but honestly, I'm happy to get it for the trophy. So, there's that.
Back to that donut trophy, I actually chose and got it correct this time. So here is that trophy pop.
Yes! Love 'em from my mouth to my butt. I honestly didn't think that I would get this trophy, but I'd like to give a little shout out to my girlfriend Zaya for actually looking up what the least popular donut was so that I could make the correct choice to get this trophy. So shout out to you. And honestly, we don't have that many more trophies besides playing through the game. And oh my god, this music is annoying. But yeah, let's continue.
As I said, this time I had to make the very hard decision of choosing Sonar to cut, because once again, he's voiced by Moist Critical, and honestly, just as a character, I liked him way more. He crashes out way more than Coupe does, as he kind of goes all crazy bat mode. I didn't mention this, but this is like his ability, is he can turn into like a bat. But he gives us his tie, which is kind of like his memento that he gives Roberts, which he puts in his office the same as last time, and we get a trophy pop.
And watch your back, Robert, for collecting a tie. Now, I've already gotten the trophy for cutting Coupe, so there's our trophy for cutting Sonar.
The next trophy is story related, and it is for picking Phenomenon. Basically, he's dating Blonde Blazer, but Blonde Blazer breaks up with him, so he goes into this kind of depression. Also, just a forewarning, when Phenomenon says making love to someone, it means a hug.
And the trophy, I wish to make love to you again, which of course to Phenomenon does not mean the same thing as it does to us people. But there is our trophy for recruiting Phenomenon.
And our final main decision for this playthrough was going on the date with Invisigal, as well as choosing her non-villain options. Basically, there's some options to make her a villain or not, and I chose to make her a villain in the first playthrough, so this one I will keep her good by choosing her romance options. And we go on a date to the movies. The next trophy I got was a miscellaneous hacking one. Basically, you can destroy antiviruses, and these are honestly pretty difficult. Well, specifically, this trophy is pretty difficult. As you can see, this is really stress-inducing to actually do, but I recommend doing it on this hack. I don't know exactly which one it is.
Yes! Antivirus Club. Destroyed 3 antiviruses in less than 15 seconds. That's honestly really nice to get. The PSN Profiles guide says that this is the best chance to get it. So I'm very happy that I did get it, because otherwise, honestly, that's one of the only trophies that I actually have to do something for and not just play the game. So I'm very happy to have gotten it.
After choosing the kind of better characters to keep and really being just better at the game, I managed to actually reach my max dispatcher level. This basically just gives you different abilities and stuff.
And we got career development for maxing out our level as a dispatcher. Once again, one of the only other, I guess, trophies that I actually have to act on. Now it's just the Hacked by Robert trophy for completing all the hacks in the game, which is already going very well. So, yeah.
Once again, since I'm choosing the opposite decisions, I actually chose to tell them that I'm Mecha Man, which most of them are astonished about the fact that I was like an actual superhero and not just a nobody. But Flambe kind of crashes out and almost kills us, but he does fly away. With him flying away, we do lose him for the first part of the next shift, but he does come back.
And that's like a real superhero for telling the truth. Honestly, as I'm sure everyone thinks, a very much better outcome than the first one. I mean, yes, Flambe is like mad, but I don't know, the rest of the team seem to be pretty chill. So there's chapter 5 completed.
This next trophy is one of our final kind of actual like shift trophies. Basically, this one requires us to fill out the entire graph, which you can do it by making it be these heroes, but it is honestly kind of difficult to get this.
Here I should get a trophy, hopefully, for helping everyone. I hope that this will work, because there shouldn't be a way I should physically be able to fail. So you can see the 4 people busy are the 4 people I sent out, and this should, yeah, this should grant me a trophy. This is, yes, overkill. Cover the entire graph on a single call. Now I only have one more trophy that I actually have to focus on, and besides that, well, it's all done for what I actually need to work on.
As I mentioned earlier, Robert has different abilities, and after collecting all of his abilities, one of which is to revive a hero, and like Malevola can revive people, and basically for reviving the same hero twice in one game, you get this trophy.
Here I get the Phoenix is Down trophy for healing a hero twice in the same mission. This was very hard, but I gotta get back to locking in.
And with this, we can also get our conclusion of hacking, where we get the Hacked by Robert trophy. This one was so annoying, but it was such a relief to finally get it. And the reason this is so hard is because there's missable hacks.
This should give us Hacked by Robert, please. This should, yes, Hacked by Robert. Oh my god, that's one of the most grindy trophies in the game, but we got it during the final battle.
After this, I made it to the end of the game again, and this time, without having Invisigal to be evil, she actually blocks Shroud's bullet from us, which results in us dying to just getting a little wound. She does make it, just to let you guys know. But here we get another important decision that depends on a trophy. See, Robert did not like that Shroud tried to shoot him, and more importantly, shot Invisigal, so he actually beats the crap out of him. Now, he does this no matter what choice you make, but for this playthrough, I chose to actually kill him, which makes us be, like, evil, I guess, and it makes everyone think of us less. And the next trophy we get is in the next cutscene, and this trophy is just for helping Invisigal.
And we get the Sorry Kid trophy for succeeding as a mentor. Basically picking all the good decisions for Invisigirl.
With us helping Invisigal to become a truly good person and not a villain, we do finish our romance with her officially as she gets medical help. As I said, so don't worry, she's not dead. But we do get our trophy after they kiss on the stretcher in front of everyone. And here is the trophy pop.
And I'm a bleeder, kissed on a stretcher for romancing Invisigirl.
Our next trophy pops during the interview with Trackstar. Basically, someone in the back yells "Murda" when we are talking about what happens with Shroud. And then after this, we do get the trophy pop.
And Murda for choosing the path of vengeance. So, to get the platinum, we have 2 more trophies, which is to choose to spare him, which I'll grab quickly, and then to get the platinum by completing the game without romancing anyone, which, according to PSN profiles, there's a special way that you can do it by choosing Invisigal's evil options later in the story. So I'm gonna try that out to get the last trophy.
And for our next ending trophy, we actually just choose to spare Shroud. And I did actually misspeak, as we have to do 4 different playthroughs, as we do also have to do a no romance playthrough. I apologize, I forgot about that. But during this interview, instead of the guy shouting "Murda," we kind of get glazed by Trackstar for our good deeds, and the trophy soon pops.
And I can confirm he's a badass. Chose the path of mercy for sparing Shroud. So now I just have to hit our methods so that we can technically get a playthrough without romancing anyone.
And for our final trophy, we just kept romance out of the workplace. Basically, the way you can do this is by going into an Invisigal romance playthrough and then choosing all of her evil options.
And We can just be friends. The final trophy of the platinum for keeping romance out of the workplace. And now it's time for the platinum. And dispatched for collecting all trophies. So I would like to thank you all for watching. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.